Okay, I guess it's time to do another live stream tonight. Hopefully, we get some good recommendations for some monsters. Otherwise, we can take a look at what I have on the list. And I picked one more from the new Strixhaven book, which I finally got my hands on. So, actually, I needed to get my hands on it a while ago because someone actually requested one of the monsters from that book. So, let me see here what's going on. All right, let's get into this. Starting a little early, only a few minutes, but still be good to jump into this and have some fun tonight looking at some monsters and, deconstructing them and seeing what their CRs look like. Hopefully we get something going on here. All right, let me switch my screen real quick so I don't forget that, which I have been prone to do lately. And we can jump right into this. Let's see here. Hey, Clawpaw, how you doing? Hopefully the weather is a little better for you than it is for me because, man, New York weather has been crazy the last 2 weeks. It's been in the negatives for Fahrenheit the last couple nights and the last couple days last week. It's been kind of crazy. How's the weather been treating you over there? Any cold snaps, or has it been pretty even? All right, let's see here. Take a look at what we have for monsters. Oh, Minsk and Boo's Journal of Villains. That's something I need to get my hands on. Ah, stopped snowing, huh? I wish it was snowing. At least then it would be a little warmer than it has been the last few days. Currently my temperature is reading, looks like 13 degrees where I live. So, yeah, it's kind of cold. Yes, I wish it was 0 degrees Celsius. What is that? What we got here? 13 Fahrenheit? Never remember. Let's see here. There we go, Celsius to Fahrenheit. So, let's see here. For me, it's currently 13 degrees, so that would be -10 in Celsius. It's a little cold right now. What was it? We had -1 the other morning, so that's -18. Phew. Yeah, anyways, I'm going to leave that up. So, Clawpaw, any requests for tonight? Looks like it's just you and me right now. I don't know if anyone else will show up, but hey, if not, you've got my full undivided attention as we look at these monsters. Let's see here. What else we got going on? What was it? Oh, yeah. So I was saying earlier, someone had me look at Velomachus Lorehold from Strixhaven's book, and man, that was fun because that's the biggest monster out of that book. Yeah, pretty cool. Indeed. So I went in, since I have the book now for Strixhaven, I figured, well, why not pull out one? So I have one here, the Silverquill Apprentice. Could be kind of fun to look at. But whatever else we've got going on, we can definitely take a look at that. And while I'm at it, let me get the book up. Pardon me. Okay. Silverquill Apprentice was the one I randomly picked. But, anyways, Clawpaw, while you are working out a monster, let's see, or if you have any monsters suggested, let's take a look at this Silverquill Apprentice from the Strixhaven book. So this is a medium or small humanoid bard, any alignment, which is perfectly fine, and it has, let's see here, 12 AC normally, or 15 with Mage Armor, which we have down here. So let's go ahead and throw the 15 in for AC. Yeah, okay, so have you taken a look at the Iron Golem yet? Not that I'm aware of, no. If you have, well, let's see here. Where might the Iron Golem be? Okay, that's Monsters Manual. All right, let's add that to the list, and we can take a look at that next. Iron Golem. It's Monster Manual 170, and that should be what a CR. Just like to have that. Ooh, 16. Okay, that's a big one. Silverquill is a 2. So let's see here. Yep, it's in the Monster Manual. Thanks, Clawpaw. All right, so working with the Silverquill here, we've got our armor set up. Now we need our hit dice of 8d8 plus its stats of, let's see here, 10 strength, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 15 for all those. After that, we have an expected CR of 2, and we don't have anything else to worry about. The Silverquill does have 2 saving throws, as we can see here, but because it's only 2, we don't have to worry about modifying our saving throws at all. So we can just move right down into its actions and reactions. And we have Ink Blade and Spellcasting for actions. So let's see here. The Ink Blade is melee or ranged, which is pretty fascinating. And after that, it can do, let's see here, 5 piercing damage plus 2 psychic damage. Curious. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw that in here just to save some time. So we have 5.5 plus 9 for a total 14.5 for the Ink Blade. And then we have some spellcasting of Dancing Light, Friends, Command, and Mage Armor. Okay, where is Command? What would that be as a spell? Let's see. Command. That's a first level spell. Okay. So let's see. What do we have for Command here? Command would be 11 effective DPR. And because we can then switch that to hit points, because it's saving us from losing hit points, that could be worth 27 effective hit points, and that is a concentration spell, I believe. No, it just lasts 1 round. Oh, okay. Curious. So, how would I rank that then? Because it's only for 1 round. I might say we would divide that by 3. So we would take the 27, divide it by 3, and we could add that in. Let's see here. I'll just do that real quick here. See what that is. 27. Ooh, 24. So that would be 9, obviously. Okay, so 9. Yeah, it's not worth using any of the spells, really. Dancing Light and Friends are helpful somewhere down the line. Let's see about Friends. Spell Friends. Let's see here. That is a cantrip. All right, so I'm not going to worry about Friends either. So really, this Silverquill is just working off of its action, but we also have the reaction of Rousing Verse. When a creature the apprentice can see within 30 feet of it fails a saving throw, the apprentice magically weaves together stirring prose, allowing the creature to re-roll the saving throw and use the higher result. So it's giving it to another creature. The Silverquill can't use it, so it's not affecting the Silverquill, so we're going to skip over that and see what we get with just adding in the damage here. So we'll take that 14.5, times that by 3, and we're looking at a CR1 for the Silverquill Apprentice. And that's with the Mage Armor. We've got the 15 on there. Plus 4 to hit. Interesting. I wonder if we just put the full effect of 27 in for the command, if that does anything for it. That might bring it down to a CR2, and that does. So looks like command may be the linchpin here, even though I guess because I guess that would work. It would be the full effect because it's not a concentration spell and it's just 1 shot. So oh yeah, let's back this off because we need to do 2 here. Okay, good. That doesn't affect anything. So it looks like you need to use command and have Mage Armor on anyways. The Mage Armor would just be on. Doesn't matter. And then command once and 2 Inkblade attacks, and then we get ourselves a CR2 Silverquill. Alright. Looks like that is pretty appropriate for that monster there. Monster loosely. Alright, so I'll add this in here. Just go down to the... Ooh, too far. Go down to the bottom. And add in the Silverquill Apprentice. And yeah, we'll do that there. And what was the... I never remember any of this. So 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Interesting. So I would say this is kind of a versatile monster. Well, humanoid, NPC. And it looks like, you know, you could have it be somewhat of a tank, but it's more of a controlling tank than anything. So, you know, obviously because it's a bard. Interesting. Okay, so we had 2, 1, 2. And we'll say even. Rated there. And the note is must use command to reach CR2, else we have CR1. Alright, cool. So that is the Silverquill from the Strixhaven, what was it, Curriculum of Chaos book? We have that taken care of. Now let's move into the Iron Golem from the Monster Manual. So I will pull that one up. Monster Manual, there we go. And that was on page 170, so that'd probably be 171. Sure enough, Iron Golem. And it's 1 page. Okay, cool. Alright, let's reset the tool, and we will take a look at the Iron Golem, a large construct. So we'll go ahead and put that in. And we've got 20 natural AC with 20 D10 hit dice with the following stats. 24, 9, 20, 3, 11, and 1. Should be 16. And we have damage immunities to fire, poison, psychic, bludgeon, piercing, and slashing. So that covers a lot of stuff. Decent magical immunity, or, you know, decent magical stuff, especially having psychic immunity. That could be pretty handy on my main campaign. If Lorindar is here, he knows what I'm talking about. And so we'll go ahead and put in the immunities here. And then we also have all the rest of the stuff. And we've got condition immunities, blah, blah, blah. We don't worry about that. So let's move down into our monster traits. And we have fire absorption. Whenever the golem is subjected to fire damage, it takes no damage and instead regains a number of hit points equal to the fire damage dealt. Let's see here, Clawpaw. Talking about spells and bards, what are your opinions on silvery barbs? I think the controversy is a little overdone about the spell. It's a gamble to really get, you know, a better result for the players, plus the effect of also adding in the bonus for the other NP or the other player after the spell goes off. I think it's perfectly fine. If my players want to use it, I'll let them use it. It can be counterspelled if need be, so, you know, it's not that big of a deal. I've learned the proper ways to interpret silvery barbs, especially when it comes to legendary resistances, so I'm not too worried about it. I think there's just a lot of hoopla over a spell most people haven't even given a chance. Yes, Psychic is rare, but SOP nasty if someone has an immunity against it. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't come up too often. What is it? Mind Flayers, I think, have Psychic damage. And then some of the Giths also. I'm sure there's plenty of other monsters, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Also, I have a bigger monster here. I'll try to get it in a readable format. Okay, cool. Yeah, pop that in, and we will take a look at that next. All right, so we have this fire absorption here. How can we interpret this? I mean, that's obviously where the damage immunity is coming from, but we have no way of guessing how much fire damage is going to be dealt. So it is, I guess it's getting close to my bedtime. We don't have any way to gauge this and whether or not we would see fire damage, so It is going to be a bit of a regen here, but we can't really tell. So for the time being, I'm going to skip over fire absorption. And then immutable form has no effect as well, I think. Wait. Yeah. Because it would alter its form, so we don't have to worry about that. We do have magic resistance, so we can add that in for the +2 bonus for the effective AC there. And then magic weapons. You know, that's no effect as well. It just lets the Iron Golem hit things that might have magical or non-magical resistances or whatever. Like, you know, this typical resistance immunities thing. Okay. Moving on into the actions. We have a multi-attack of 2... What was that? 2 melee attacks. Okay. So it can be a slam, a sword, or a combination of the two. And we also have a poison breath. So let's add in our +13 to hit. And then we can take a look at the slam, which is going to be 20.5 bludgeoning damage. And then we also have the sword attack of, let's see here, 23.5. And since there's no reason to not use the sword twice, we'll just do that multi-attack. But we can also take a look at the other options as well. So it would be this times 2, this plus the slam, or slam times 2 if you somehow are disarmed. So we have a multi-attack range of 41 to 47. That shouldn't be too terribly bad. Let's see here, 41 to 47. So that's falling somewhere between a 6 and 7 base so far. But we also have a poison breath, which recharges on a 6. So we should only see that 1 out of 6 every 6 rounds of combat. And combat usually doesn't last much longer than anywhere between 3 to 5 rounds on average. So you're only going to see the poison breath in theory once. And let's see here. So we have the con save for that with 45 damage on average to each creature. So we would expect at least 2. So we're going to do 45 times 2. And then we can get right into building out our rounds of combat. And the first round, obviously we would want to use the poison breath because that's giving us the most amount of damage here. So we'll add that in for round 1. And then rounds 2 and 3 are simply just going to be sword attacks times 2. For an average full attack of 61 points of damage, and that bumps us down to a CR 15. So surprisingly enough, right now, this Iron Golem is, you know, overrated. But I'm sure the fire absorption was factored in. Fire is a very common magic used, and we could probably guess. Let's say we use, you know, maybe a wizard or a sorcerer or someone has some type of fire damage, and they're going to deal it once. They're going to find out that it somehow heals the Iron Golem, and they'll stop using the fire damage. So a CR 16 isn't, I would say that 10 damage isn't terrible. So let's see how much 10 damage from fire absorption changes it. Alright, so that didn't modify it at all. So what if we were to say 10 damage every round? Because, you know, our fighter or paladin has some kind of a flaming sword or a flaming spear or something. So let's say they do 10 damage every round and it heals 30 hit points. Okay. Then we're going to see our CR 16 monster. But it looks like it requires fire damage to happen. Otherwise, we have a CR 15. So this monster is banking on fire absorption to happen. So I would say this is an overrated monster, provided there's no fire damage going on. Otherwise, it's even rated. All right, let's go to, let's see, what was 16? And the Iron Golem. So what was our numbers here? 20, 19, 12, and then 15. So 19, 12, 15. I'm going to say overrated. Requires fire damage / absorption to regen and hit that CR 16 as printed. Okay. Cool. I like it. All right, Clawpaw. Let's see here. Did you pop the... Oh, yep, there it is. Monster request. Oh, we had, let's see here. Population growth. He popped in something whenever I have the time. Okay, let's see what he has here. Take that. Oh, bother. It looks like he didn't open it up to everyone. Let me take a note of that. Let's see. All right, I've requested access to the file. Unfortunately, I don't know if population growth will get back to me in time. Let's see here. Yep, that is populations 1, and unfortunately I can't pull up that one. So, let's take a look at the list here and see what else we have to possibly go over. So the Iron Golem's good. We've got a whole bunch of other things here. I don't have this one from Minsk and Boo's journal. I don't have that one yet, so I'm going to have to pick that up. The Mogul. Yep, I got that one. I got to look at later on. All right, I'll pull up the Young White Dragon since someone requested that from TikTok, I believe. All right, so that is page 101 for the Young White Dragon. Well, we have an ancient one here, adult. There we go. Young White Dragon. Okay. Okay. A while back, I did look at a young green dragon. I'm going to guess this is going to be pretty close to what I saw there. All right. Now with the tool reset, let's take a look at our large dragon, even though it's young, and see what we have here. Or no, maybe that was a... Is there baby versions? Or is this the baby version? I don't remember. Alright, anyways. 17 AC. We have a large dragon with 14 hit dice. And the following stats of 18, 10, 18, 6, 11, and 12. Should be a CR6 with, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 saves. Dex, Con, Wiz, and Charisma. So that will give it +2 effective AC and only cold damage immunities. And since it's only the one, we can skip over that. All right. Moving over, we have Ice Walk. The dragon can move across and climb icy surfaces without needing to make an ability check. So that's pretty cool. That's a bunch of flavor. And could be really creepy to see like a white dragon climbing all over the place on like ice and whatnot. Just seeing the visuals of it looking down and getting ready to expel its cold breath. But anyways, moving on, we have nothing for the Ice Walk to worry about, so we get into our actions here for this young white dragon, and we see that it makes 3 attacks, 1 bite and 2 claws, which is very typical. And those bite and claws work off of a +7 to hit. And we have the following. For the bite, we have, let's see here, it looks like 15 piercing plus 4.5 cold. And on the claw, we have 11 slashing damage. And then we have a cold breath, which hits multiple creatures. So we expect 2. And again, we're going to have 90 there because this is just 45 times 2. All right, now we have our multi-attack for the young white dragon of 1 bite and 2 claws for a total of 41. So we're pretty close to our last monster here, at least damage-wise. It's going to be basically a repeat here. We're going to start with the cold breath or have the cold breath somewhere within the first 3 rounds of combat. Doesn't have to be on the first one, but I'd like to put it there just so I know I've used it. And then we have the multi-attack for the next 2 rounds, which gives us an average of 57 hit point, or 57 damage. And that works out to be a CR8 monster. Or dragon. It's supposed to be a CR6. Alright, so obviously I knew this was going to be an underrated dragon. All of the dragons are underrated from the monster manual. Not so much from the newer books. It seems like I said, I don't want to think it was me that had anything to do with it. But it's possible that they realized, hey, let's try and fix the CR thing here. They being Wizards of the Coast and the developers for the books here, possibly. At least I would like to hope so. So, we have a young white dragon that's overrated. What's the first thing we can do to, or not overrated, underrated. What's the first thing we can do to fix it? Well, the first thing is always, let's not use the breath weapon. Get rid of the breath weapon and multiply its multi-attack times 3 instead. And we have a CR7. So what would be the next thing after that? Maybe reduce its multi-attack from 3 to 2. So let's get rid of one of the claw attacks. And now we have a CR6 young white dragon. So how do we fix it? Don't use the breath weapon and remove one of the claw attacks. So it just does a bite and a claw. Sounds kind of silly, but unfortunately, it was underrated. Otherwise, the quick fix is just use it at CR8. Because that's how much damage it's putting out. Alright, let's see here. Let's take a note of that. Actually, before I fix that, let me go back to this. And it was what? 7, 9, and 8. Okay. And we have a striker, obviously. Let's see here. Young brass. Okay, I need the young white. Perfect, right there. 7, 9, 8. Underrated. Quick fix. No breath weapon. And -1 claw. Yeah, exactly, Clawpaw. Just use it at CR8. Oh, man. One thing I did forget to do, which I wanted to do with the Iron Golem, was what was the CR? Shoot. Oh, well. I wanted to get the CR for what it was if you bypass immunities. Oh, well. That'll be in the shorts. Anyways. Alright, so let's see here. Clawpaw, you sent it and pray it works out like that. So let's see here. Monster requests. The Big Snaky. Let me pull this over here just until it pops up. Oh, wait. Let me download it because it has the download. It was trying to download. I don't know. There we go. I don't know what the problem is. My downloads don't happen immediately. Allard von Ssishs. Cool. I like that. That's cool. All right. Yes, it did work. I have it. So let's take a look at it. Let me just give that thumbs up because I got it. Cool. All right. Oh, spellcasting. Perfect. Well, hopefully it's not a lot. It's not a lot, thankfully. I would recommend looking over the monsters that have spellcasting from Strixhaven and seeing how Wizards is updating their spellcasting monsters. It's pretty fascinating. I like the looks of what they're doing. It would make my life so much easier. All right, let's take a look at this beast. Oh, yeah, that's a lot going on here. Okay, we're going to be on this one for a while. So, strap in and get your popcorn handy. Translate into English, Lord von Ssishs. Cool. Allard, okay. Allard von Ssishs. Nice. And we have a Yuan T. Cool. Cool. All right. Well, I do have my spell damage tracker ready, so Clawpaw, we'll be able to look at that. Oh yeah, a boss monster, of course. All right, let's take a look at Ssishs here. We have 20 AC, a large monstrosity shape changer, and we've got what 60 Okay, first thing, since it's large, it should be D10s for larges. So let's see here what we can get for the target of 450, excuse me. Let's try 55. And then we'll do the stats of 18, 24, 18, 22, 15, and 24. Okay. All right, I've got to tone down this a little bit to get that 450. Closer, almost there. 47, 48. We'll go with 47. That was closer, I think. Yeah. No problems. Looks like 47 hit dice at 47 D10 will get you close to the 450 you were looking at. And 446 actually just falls on the bottom end of the DCR 22 there, Clawpaw. So it looks like we're still in the right area so far for hit dice. Or overall challenge rating and whatnot. Speaking of challenge ratings, should be a 26. And then we have saving throws of, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So almost everything. We're just missing strength. And what happened to my... no, thank God I can Control Z that. All right, so we're getting +4 effective AC bonus for all the saving throws of 5 to 6 here. As I said, we're just missing strength. And then we have a bunch of skills, which we don't have to worry about. We do have damage vulnerabilities to lightning. Since it's only the one condition, we can skip over that. And we move down into damage resistances of bludgeoning, slashing, piercing, and necrotic. But because it's such a high level, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. The CR is... we'll see what happens. But we do have, we'll go back to this, we do have some damage immunities to psychic, poison, and acid. So we'll take a look at that, and then we'll remove it later on, because those are very uncommon, except for the poison. Psychic and acid are not very common damages here. So we'll put that in. We get ourselves, excuse me. Oh, damn it. We get ourselves a 25% increase in hit points, provided it's being attacked with the psychic, poison, or acid. And then we have a whole bunch of extra stuff here, which we don't have to worry about. Moving down into our monster traits, we have legendary resistance. And let's see here. We've got, how many? 3 uses of that, plus the usual pairing of magic resistance. So we've got those. And then we have lethal toxicity. Poison damage dealt by Lord Ssishs ignores resistance and immunities, as well as immunity against the poison condition. And if a creature is poisoned by Lord Ssishs, the poison creature suffers 13 poison damage at the start of their turn. Okay, so that's guaranteed damage, because I'm sure there's going to be poison damage in here. So let's go ahead and throw that in right off the bat of 13 extra damage each round. More than likely, we could probably apply that to 2 targets. Which, you know what, just for the heck of it, let's say 26, just for the heck of it. Because I'm sure we'll be able to hit 2 targets for sure. Then we have corrosive liquid. If a creature suffers acid damage by Lord Ssishs, the acid sticks to it. It can be removed by a minor restoration spell or be washed off. As long as the acid remains on the creature, it takes 7 damage and cannot regain any hit points. I see that, Clawpaw. I'm not definitely not going to be surprised about the poison damage, but the corrosive liquid. Let's come back to that one in a little bit. Although not regaining any hit points is pretty interesting. I like that, and we could potentially say double duty for that because of the effective DPR as well, since it would be stopping hit point regains. So we'll come back to corrosive liquid in a little bit. Spurting poison. Each creature in a 5-foot range takes 12 poison damage at the start of their turn. So I guess Ssishs is always just expelling poison. So there we go with the lethal toxicity stuff. And that we can use the aura. Let's see here, the heated body from the Azure for that. And more than likely, I think when it comes to this kind of stuff, we would suggest only one target, surprisingly. So let's see here. That would be 12, rounded down to 12.5. just double check that for the heck of it. Yeah, perfect. Okay, it was the one, just like I thought. Okay. And then we have Aggressive Wrath. Lord Ssishs sees all creatures as enemies. They cannot differentiate between friend and foe. Toxic Domination. Alright, so there's nothing there for that. Toxic Domination. Ssishs gains advantage against creatures that are covered in acid and poison. Alright, so we'll come back to that one too. More than likely, I would probably only say +1 attack bonus for that. Ssishs is a large mutated yuan-ti royalty. Dipped down deeper into classic D&D lore for that monster. Disturbing. Oh, I'll have to take your word for it. I don't know much about the yuan-ti, unfortunately. But the Toxic Domination, we'll come back to that one as well. Like I said, I think that one would probably only be 1 attack bonus because there's no guarantee we'll always have poison and acid at the same time. But it's cool. I like that feature. It's neat. And then we got some spell casting. So we have Acid Splash, Poison Spray, Mind Sliver, Detect Magic, Acid Stream, Earth Tremor, Silvery Barbs, Detect Thoughts, Invisibility, Mind Thrust, Suggestion, Dispel Magic, Insight, Greed, Fear, Blight, Charm Monster, Dominate Beast, Insect Plague, Dominate Person, Mental Prison, Psychic Crush, Teleport, Dominate Monster, and Psychic Scream. Okay. Well, we're definitely going to have to look up these spells. Oh, geez, the layer actions? Okay, so I guess I should just go ahead and add in the Toxic Domination now then. Alright, so we'll throw that in just for that. Oh no, we'll use Pack Tactics because that gives the +1 effective attack bonus. Alright, let's take a look here. So we'll make a copy of this, and this will be Allard on Ssishs. And let's see here, Acid Splash. That is a cantrip. And Acid Splash is here. So we'll copy that, move that over. Paste those only, and we'll get rid of those because that one will be at 28 since it's a CR26 monster. We'll be using the highest amount of damage for that. And then we have Poison Spray. And that one is... passed it too quick. That one's here. Again, we'll be using the highest one for that. And then Mind Sliver. Let's see here. No bother. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay. And then let's move into our spells here. So first level, Acid Stream. Acid Stream, where is that one? Oh, that one is a... that looks like that is from the Unearthed Arcana. 2020 Spells and Magic Tattoos. Guess that one didn't make it into the books, it looks like. But that one is worth how much here? Each creature, blah, blah, blah. Each creature is covered in acid, takes 3d4 acid damage to start their turns. Okay. On higher levels, the damage increases by 1d4 for each. Alright, so let's see here. For that one, we'll do Acid Stream here. And we would say, what was that? Alright, so it was 3d4. Alright, yeah. It's been a while since I've set this up. So 3... no. Yeah, we'll do that. 3 there. Times 2. Oops. Times 2.5 times 2. Okay. And then from there, we can go all the way down to 9th level spell slots, and that's how much it does on average every round. Okay. After that, we have Earth Tremor. So Earth Tremor, let's see here. Earth Tremor is going to be using all of that. So we can pop those in. And then after that, we have Silvery Barbs. Where's that one? Silvery. Oh, this is a new one. I don't have Silvery Barbs in place yet. Oh, interesting. Okay, so. Oh, yeah. So this is that spell. Derp. Okay. Yeah, I don't have Silvery Barbs on here. So there's an effective DPR possibly to that one. I'm going to skip over that. And let's go to spell slots for number 2. We've got second level Mind Thrust. I believe that one might be on here. Mind Whip. Mind Spike. Mind Thrust. Oh, yeah, Unearth Arcana again. Okay. You thrust a lance of psychic disruption into the mind of one creature. I wonder if this was... This is Mind Lance? Or maybe it was similar to Mind Whip. I don't know. Anyways. On a failed save, the target takes 3d6 psychic damage. Okay. When you cast a spell using a third spell or higher, you can target one additional creature for each spell slot above second. The creature must be within 30 feet of each other when you do that. Okay. So you thrust a lance, disrupting into the mind of one creature. You can see within range one creature. So after that would be 2, 3, 4, and so on from second level. All right. So this was Mind Thrust. And we would skip those two. And it was what? 3d6 damage. Okay. So we would say... Yeah, alright, so 3.5 times 3, and then times that there for the number of people it hits. And, okay, so if you could target up to 9 creatures, you could be doing a lot of damage with that one. But since it's only really guaranteeing generally 2, I would say... This one, you would only want to go as high as, you know, maybe 21 or 31. Really depends on Mind Thrust. Then after that, we have Suggestion, Dispel Magic, Insight, Greed, Fear, Blind, Charm Monster, Dominate Monster, Insect Plague. All right, let's see about Insect Plague here. If that was a... I don't remember if Insect Plague did damage. It did. Okay, cool. So we'll throw that in. Alright, so we have some spell damage there. And then after that, Down a Person, Mental Prison, Psychic Crush for, what was that, 6th level? Okay. So let's see here. Mental Prison and Psychic Crush. Mental Prison does, oh yeah, it does do some damage. Okay, cool, so we'll add that in. And then... The other one was Psychic Crush. Oh, looks like we might have another Unearthed Arcana. Yep, okay. So you overload the mind of one creature you can see within range, filling its psyche with discordant emotions. The target must make an intellect save. On a failed save, the target takes 12d6 psychic damage and is stunned for 1 minute. On a failed save, the target takes half as much damage and isn't stunned. The stunned target can only make an intelligence save. Throw at the end of each of its turns. On a successful save, the spell ends on the target. Alright. So, Psychic Crush is 12d6, I believe. It was yes. Okay. And that was spell slot for 6 there. Alright, so that one is just 12 times 3.5 for the average of 42. Not a whole lot, but we also do have that stun damage, which would be like an effective 11 damage every round as well. So that could be handy, but I won't bother adding all that in because we have a whole bunch of extra damage here. Alright, so we've worked through the majority of the spells. We do have... Oh, let's see here. Psychic Scream. So I'm sure this is another... Oh no, this is Xanathar's. Okay, cool. Let me grab that one. Alright, Alright, so we're doing 98 points of damage there for that one. Dominate monster teleport. Okay, so nothing else to really worry about for spells. Cool. Let's take a look at the actions. We're going to skip over that and get back into some work here now that I've worked through all the spells. And we have a multi-attack. Lord Ssishs makes 2 bite attacks, 2 claw attacks, 1 tail attack, 1 death glare attack, and 1 breath weapon attack. Whoa. They can instead make, instead of making 2 bite attacks or 2 claw attacks, cast a spell from their spell list. Okay, man, that is a lot going on there. Holy cow. Okay. So let's see here. We've got, let's jump right into this bite. We have 17 to hit, and the 17 is coming from its dexterity plus its proficiency. For 26, that's an 8. 8 plus 7 is 15, I believe. I think unless it's got some bonuses, like magical bonuses here, that might be a little high, but I'm just going to go with that. Yes, very angry. No wonder it's doing so much. Oh, man. All right. We'll stick with this attack for 17, although I think that should technically be a 15. But we'll see what happens. Oh, excuse me. All right. So we have, let's see here, 18. So let's just double check all this here. So we have 2d10 plus 7. Okay, so 18 there. And 52, so 5d20. Oh man, d20 poison damage. Woo! Okay. Alright, cool. So that's all good there. Alright, and poisoned. Wow, 2 bite attacks. Yikes. Okay. So that plus that, and we will say that more than likely we'll have 2 targets poisoned for sure. So that would be... Oh, hey, buddy. We'll put in the 2 AEC bonus there for 2 targets being poisoned. Yes, Lord Ssishs is a UNT and anathema, just for lore. Okay, cool. All right, after the bite, we have our claw attack, which is a block of text. Let's see here. We've got, what do we got for damage? We have 15, so 15 plus 26 acid damage. The target makes a dex saving throw or is grappled and restrained. Lord Ssishs has 4 arms and hands. If they grapple a creature, they cannot attack with this arm. They can throw the target away. The thrown creature must succeed on a dex save or be prone and stunned until the end of their next turn. Ooh, that's stunned though. So we will add in another 2 more AC for grappled as well. So we're up to 4 there. All right. And then what else do we have? Tail. The tail has a reach of 20 feet. Oh yeah, I wasn't even looking at that. 20 foot on the bite, 15 on the claw, and 20 foot on the tail. Oh man. Yikes. All right, our tail. Our tail, let's see here. That is dealing 17 damage there. And then we have the death glare and a breath weapon. All right, so the death glare, taking 36 psychic damage, and the target is petrified. Unsuccessful save. The target only takes half damage. If the target has less than 18 intelligence, the hit is considered a critical hit. Oh, wow. Yikes. Okay, so how are we going to deal with this death glare here? Well, first of all, it's dealing the 36 damage. Yes, it is one of my kitties. It's Pumpkin, my orange and white one. And what else were we, petrified. So what is, I mean, obviously petrified is a condition. And that would be incapacitated. Can't move. Attack rolls against us have advantage. Yada, yada, yada. There. Okay, so incapacitated. We could add in some effective hit points for that. Or the effective damage, which I think would just be plus 11. So we'll say 36 plus the effective DPR there, so that would be 47 instead for the Death Glare. And after that we have a Breath Weapon. And that is exhales dark poisonous cloud on a 30-foot diameter. The cloud is considered magical darkness. Each creature entering or starting their turn in the poison cloud makes a constitution save. Failed saves, takes 65 damage. Alright, so we would say 65 times 2 for 130 damage there. Okay, cool. Alright, reactions. Let's see here. Actually, no, before we get into the reactions, let's work out the multi-attacks. 2 bites, 2 claws, 1 tail, 1 death glare, and 1 breath weapon. Alright, so our first multi-attack would be 2 bites, 2 claws, 1 tail, right? Let's see here. Yep, 1 tail, 1 death glare, and 1 breath weapon. 417 damage possible. But we have a recharge. So we have a second thing there. Do I have? Oh, yep, do have legendary actions as well. Okay, so I'm gonna, let's see here. Just for the sake of things. Yeah, the red number. Haven't moved the red number quite yet, but we're getting there. I'm gonna use this lair action for the time being for the other multi-attacks without the breath weapon. Because we only get 1 breath weapon there. So we have 287. Alright. Now let's take a look at these reactions. Counter Venom. As a reaction, whenever Sith deals poison damage to a creature that has immunity or resistance against poison damage, the damage is calculated as if the target was vulnerable against poison damage. Yikes. Okay. And then Venom Blood. When Lord Ssishs is getting hit by an attack dealing poison damage, they can use their reaction to negate this damage and heal the negated amount of damage. Alright. So, standard thing here. Can't really focus on the possibility of poison damage. It's such a common damage type that we may not see it. And, let's see here. So the counter venom, though. Okay, yeah, so both these reactions, we won't really be able to count those in because there's no guarantee that the targets will have these abilities to counteract or deal with them. So we're going to skip over the reactions and just move down into legendary actions. Let's see here. Lord Ssishs has 3 actions to choose from. The options below. Bite. Let's see here. Is this the same thing? Oh yeah, you could save yourself a whole bunch of writing here and just say, you know, Lord Ssishs makes a bite attack, makes a claw attack. So all these are 1-point options, and then we have the Death Glare for 2. Okay. So, yeah, the easiest thing is just going to be the, the easiest thing is just going to be the bite. I mean, there's some other good options here, but might as well just do the bite times 3 for that. And I'm not going to worry about the claw or the tail because they're lower in damage, although we do have the Death Glare for 2. So the Death Glare was 47 plus another bite attack. So yeah, wow, okay. So just go for 3 bite attacks. The bite attack is so strong though, that might be needed to be moved into like a 2-pointer. But, you know, we'll see what happens going forward. So let's see what happens without our lair actions here. So round 1 would be with the breath weapon. And then we would also do just a whole bunch of more bite attacks. And then after that, we've already capped at CR 30, we would do this without the breath weapon, plus the bite attacks, and we would do that for round 3 as well. Okay, so we are capped at CR 30. Let's see what happens here. Let's find the actual number before even bothering to look at the layer actions. Excuse me. Let's see here. So, what do we have for the effective AC? Our effective AC is 30. We're expecting a 19, so that's 11 over, so that should be plus 5. Oh my, indeed. So, our DCR should actually be, let's see, is that correct or not? That probably should be a 31, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so our DCR should be CR 31, or DCR 31. Hey, Grim Boy, how's it going? Yeah, I noticed. It's good to see you. Haven't had you in a while. It's good to stop by. We are looking at Clawpaw's custom monster here, and it's a big one, to say the least. It's going good, Grim. Glad to see you again. I've been having a good time here. Had a good holiday and whatnot, and you know, just dealing with the cold. How are you doing, Grim? While I wait for that response, let's look at what we're doing here for damage. So, our average damage is 579. So, obviously, CR 30 is not the correct number. So, where do I have that saved? I think, do I have that saved down here? No, I have to pull up a special. All right, let me see here. Oh, no. Let's see here, I'll do this. I need to grab another file. What is it? The Tarask. There we go. The Tarask has all of my hidden points here. So we're looking for 579, right? Yeah, 579 for average damage. And damage per round was here, so 579 would be okay. Looks like OCR 44. Oh, looks like we've got a random spammer in here too. Okay, cool. This is a first. Nice to meet you. Not sure what VONG is, but that was cool. And Grimboy, let's see here. What did you say? Oh yeah, same. I just got back from being in the cold for 3 hours. Now typing feels weird. That's for sure. I know how that is, man. Oof. Alright, so, because this custom monster has over 579 damage per round, we are looking at an OCR 44. What would 1 less bite and 1 less claw do? Well, let's get to that. We'll get to that in a moment here. Let's see here. So we're looking at an OCR 44 base, and then the attack bonus is supposed to be... Alright, so we're not too far off. It's expecting an attack bonus of 14. It has 17, so that's 3 over, so it would be an OCR 45. And then we would just say, alright, so 31 plus 45 gives us 76. And we'll divide that by 2. So its actual CR is a 38 right now, Clawpaw, without modifying anything at the moment. Yeah, probably, Grimboy. I could probably squeak in another one here. I modified the stat blocks of Marrow to make them more difficult for my higher level party. Cool. Yeah, let's see here. You can, if you want, I have a, thanks to Population Growth, another viewer and follower of the channel, another subscriber, we have the Discord, so if you want to join that, you can hop into the Discord, or you can email it to me. If you want to email it, it's 8bitmonsters@gmail.com. If you want to send it there, or join the Discord and you can pop it into the monster request channel on there. Okay, so Clawpaw, you asked about taking out 1 bite and 1 claw. So let's see here. If we take out 1 bite and 1 claw, what would happen then? Ooh, That's that there. And then we need to do the same up here. We're looking at an average of 468 damage. So 468 would be what? 468 puts us at OCR 38. Okay, so then that would be OCR 38 would just be +1 to 39. And then we would do, let's see here. Oops, equals 31 plus 38 divided by 2. So we would have OCR 40 or 35. But not, to be fair, the party would face that at 18th, 19th, and 20th level. And let me tell you that the party of 7 players destroyed a CR 6 and 7 monster. They were level 3. Oh yeah, alright, so you've got a whole bunch of players to contend with. So, yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. They'll probably be ready for it. I'm sure that you've tossed them a whole bunch of extra spells and whatnot, so you know, your monster here is probably more likely to be a CR 38 without modifying it at all. So, take it as you will. Okay, let me see here. Let me check my email and see if Grimboy sent over that monster. Nothing yet. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it will be Clawpaw. You've got some very unique monsters. Let's see here. I modified the stat block of the Marrow Shallow Priest to make something I call a Shoney. Basically just a better Shallow Priest, a little bulkier, and I changed the spells and gave them a new attack. I'll send it to the Discord. Cool. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay, okay. Alright, so going off of this, how can I... Alright, I'll just work through this real quick here. Yes, you should, Clawpaw. Alright, so the Shoney for Grimboy here. Let's work through this and then call it a night. Alright, so we have a large monstrosity, and let's see here. Can I... Yeah, alright, so hide that. Let's see, can I get this on here somehow? Ah, I can't. Okay, that's gonna be annoying. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to do it off to the side. Okay, cool, Grimboy. Let's see what we got here. Hit points. Alright, so 15 AC, large monstrosity. Buddy. Oh, Dexter, come on. No, what did we do? What did we do? Okay. Yeah, you can follow along, Clawpaw, without having to worry about it being too small like I am currently. Swim speed, strength 18. Okay, so we've got our stats. Oh, hit points 12. 12 there, and let's see here. Stats, strength is 18, 14, 15, 14, 16. Nope, I missed something. What did I miss? Start over. 18, 14, 15. Oh, there we go. That's what I missed. Oh, okay. So it was 16 wisdom and then 9 charisma. Senses, don't worry about that. Languages. Amphibious, don't really worry about that. Yeah, kitty transportation. Had to get him transported off of my keyboard. CR4 to CR5. Okay. Yeah, let's see what happens, Grim Boy. We've got Lightning Bolt, Summon Lesser Demon, Quasit, Dispel Magic, Hold Person Mirror Image, Misty Step. Okay. So the Misty Step could be used 3 times during battle. Cure Wounds, Fog Cloud, Thunder Wave. Let's see here. Lightning Bolt. Alright, so Lightning Bolt's going to be the big one. So let's see, what else do we have for Harpoons? We got some actions. So no multi-attack, +6 to hit, +7 for Icy Bolt, range spell. Alright, so our first attack without the Lightning Bolt, let's see here, that would be 11 damage. If the target is medium or smaller, it gets pulled 10 feet, that's cool. And then Icy Bolt would be, let's see here, 16 cold damage for that, with +7 to hit. Alright, so Lightning Bolt's going to be our big one here, and we can do that 3 times. Lightning Bolt is a level 3 spell. So let's see here. Lightning Bolt, level 3, 56 points of damage. We can do that 3 times. So right off the bat, Lightning Bolt for all 3 rounds of combat. That's going to be the easiest thing to do because we don't really have anything else going on. Hit point. Let's see here. Grim Boy says hit point is higher by 10. Spell casting mod from 5 to 7, increasing wisdom. Yada yada. Okay, and this makes them icy bot to make them feel more like a caster. Coming from corrupted mermaids. Cool. Hold on a minute. Cats are fighting or something. What is going on? Alright, so without having to look at the attacks or anything, I would use Lightning Bolt because that's going to be the most amount of damage. On top of that, we also have Misty Step. And Misty Step is, I believe, level 2, right? Okay. That's going to be worth 16 effective DPR, since it can be done as a bonus action as well. The effective DPR, we can translate that from DPR to hit points, and say it's worth 40 effective hit points, protecting the this monster. So the Shoney is going to be technically gaining 40 effective hit points every round by using Misty Step those 3 times. So the 40 there will increase the DCR a little bit, and then we will just use the Lightning Bolt 56 times 3 every round of combat. So we are looking at, let's see here. Oh, I don't think I put in the expected CR. Yeah, looks like we have a CR5, provided you use Misty Step and Lightning Bolt. Although, hold up, I didn't do the spell save of 15, so let's see here, 15 here. We're looking at CR6, it looks like. And it's supposed to be a 5, okay. Alright, so what if we don't use Lightning Bolt? Unfortunately, it looks like I forgot to add in the difficulty check, Grim Boy. If you want it to be CR5 with everything else, we might want to bring down the difficulty check. Oh, okay. So if you're going for 5 to 6, then perfect. We don't have to worry about anything. As you see here, everything is looking good. But you need to use the Misty Step every round, provided, you know, it's being hit by melee, to get out of range, and then use the Lightning Bolt to better set up for that. If we run out of Lightning Bolt and then we have no more Misty Steps, let's just see what your Shoney turns into after that. So we would say this would be rounds 4 through 6, and the next spell slot would probably be Thunder Wave. Let's see here. What is Thunder Wave doing? That is first level. Thunder Wave would be 18 DPR. Yeah, it's still better, surprisingly enough, than those. So let's see here. 18 DPR times 3. Oops. 54. So after it's run out of all of its big spells, it starts to really dwindle off from a CR6 and literally gets cut in half to CR3. Alright, what do you got here, Grimboy? So, because the party was level 7 and they were fighting it alongside 2 other modified Marrow, they did have a bit of trouble with it. Notably, the rogue got kidnapped for a ritual. Oh no. Okay. That's cool. Looks like if you were hoping it to be a CR6, you got your CR6. Grimboy did a perfect job. Thank you for sharing that. It was a lot of fun looking at your monster real quick for you. And let me see here. I'm going to switch the screen over to ending soon, as it is now past 11 o'clock and it is my bedtime. I've got some stuff I got to take care of, and night chores, and then getting myself to bed because I have to get up in early in the morning to take care of some stuff. So, thank you all for joining me, Clawpaw and Grimboy. Thank you. It was a pleasure having you along for this live stream this Saturday, and this is me, Andrew, for D&D CR Exposed, asking the question: are your encounters evenly rated? I know mine generally are, but let's see here. Oh yeah, that's weird. I don't know why. Oh, maybe because of Hag. That's weird. Yes, you guys have been awesome, Clawpaw and Grimboy. Thanks for stopping by. Get it, cowboy. Yeah, drop it in the Discord there, Grimboy, and we'll take a look at it another time. Take my notes here real quick. And then we had Grimboy. Oops. What was it called? Shoney. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's see here. Oh, I'm losing track of everything. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. I will catch you all next time. Next Saturday, I give you guys a heads up. I won't be here for the live stream next Saturday because I have some family stuff, family gathering to go to. So next Saturday, we won't have a live stream. I don't know about the following Saturday, but I know this Saturday coming up, next weekend, I won't be able to do a live stream, just to keep you heads up. Oh, cool. Yeah, I knew the Shoney sounded familiar. I just am not very up to date with foreign languages, unfortunately. All right, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll catch you next time.